Lali Mohamed. Lali, he was named the new face of gay activism in 2011 by the Toronto Star. I'm going to sort of glaze over a little bit of this. You need to check out who this man is. Lali, you're fierce, you're fabulous, you're not shy, you speak volumes when you walk into a room, and you think we have style? Yes, we have style, honey, but you're rocking it good yourself. Okay? Now, Lali is also a founder of the Queering Black History Month. It's an annual photography exhibit and panel discussion that honors the histories and contributions of LGBT, African, Black, and Caribbean Canadians. He's also a co-founder of Deviant Productions, speaking of deviancy, and alternative youth media collective that advances social justice through video, which document and archive the resiliency of queer youth of color in Toronto. In his public speaking, Lali gives voice to Black queer Canadian life, always bringing the stories of racialized queer, Muslim, and youth to the table. And I want to say, Lali, fierceness, get up here, get your award.
You know, before you take your award, I actually want to sort of comment on that. When we talk about visibility and invisibility, there are still many invisible voices within our community, and one of those voices are of non-Western or non-traditional religious beliefs. So as Muslims, we have very few role models. We don't have a lot of people who are out. And Lali, as Black, African, Somali, fierce queer Muslim, thank you. Love you. And we didn't coordinate the pant colors.
Thank you so very much, boys. I wouldn't go over there.
Yeah, perfect. As a board member for 3 years of the LGBT Youth Line, this year when I was notified that I was a recipient award, I was hoping that El Farouk and Troy Jackson would be the people who would be introducing me, because I have so much respect for the work that they do in advancing the rights of refugees and women fleeing violence. And so this is such an honor. Yeah, it's El Farouk. Thank you to the LGBT Youth Line for being so committed to recognizing the efforts of queer and trans youth across Ontario for so many years. I think this year is their 17th or their 18th year, and so I think that's fantastic. It is not often that our lives are affirmed or our work celebrated, and so it is a special honor to be sharing the stage tonight with such devoted young activists who create such essential spaces in their communities, often in the face of such violent marginalization. I want you to know that I see your courage tonight, so thank you for doing the work that you do. Rooted in compassion, I believe that advocacy, action, and accountability are the tenets of social justice. These principles guide my work, along with my history, a history of migration, a history of cultural displacement, of familial abandonment, of institutional xenophobia, of homophobic violence. All these histories inform my community organizing, and if I have learned anything in the past 6-7 years that I have been out, it is that we cannot forget or have erased our various histories. There are such rich stories of surviving and thriving and strategizing and building and communing that can really lend a hand to not only our present day organizing, but to perhaps relieve some of the isolation that is felt by youth across this country who feel alone. And so I want to hear these stories as well. In a world that is premised on othering, I'm inspired tonight by how so many of us find ways to survive and flourish. Survive through homelessness, survive through food insecurity, survive through poverty, survive through HIV, through sexual violence, survive through homonationalism, and survive on the monopoly on violence that is held by police and thrusted on Black bodies. Tonight, I am inspired, and I want you to know that not only do I see your courage. Not only do I hear your courage, but I feel your courage. Thank you for your resiliency. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for engaging in the difficult work of loving yourself so we can love each other. I feel so many times when I look around the room tonight and in the communities that I'm a part of that there are so many revolutions perched on the tips of our tongues. And I hope we can collaborate on spaces to nurture them and for them to be heard. And as we nurture these spaces and continue to fight against homophobia and transphobia, I hope we learn really nuanced ways to build broad-based coalitions. Coalitions that stand in solidarity with other social justice movements. Indeed, a politics of intersectionality would urge us to move beyond single agenda activism and into broader struggles for justice. That is, struggles against homophobia and transphobia need to also be hand in hand with struggles against xenophobia, struggles against racism, struggles against anti-immigrant struggles, and all other forms of oppression. So when we express our outrage when a queer youth kills him or herself, let us also express outrage when an indigenous woman goes missing, when another black youth is gunned down, when another woman is sexually assaulted, when another brown body is deported. This award tonight truly honors and humbles me, but I'm remembering all those who are not here tonight. And so in this vein, I want to dedicate this award to all the queer and trans youth of color who have considered suicide because the rainbow is not enough. To all the dismembered bodies who are never ever remembered. And to the names who are not so easy on our tongues. And to all the queer and trans youth of color who are not candidates for Matthew Shepherdhood. I see you, I hear you, I feel you. Thank you very much.